On Good Morning Northwest, another coronavirus variant has been confirmed in Washington state. We're talking about that next.
And more sunshine today, but how does your weekend look? Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
From Camp KVU Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us on this Friday, March 12th. I'm Neil Fischer, joined by Monica Petruzzelli and Jason Valentine. Jason, we're to the end of this week, but the weather is going to be pretty nice out today.
The weather is going to be great. Also, if you're doing some traveling, a perfect weekend to do so. Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome to the weekend. And well, we haven't woken up yet, just sun-wise. And don't forget that the sun will be rising on Monday morning. An hour later, we skip ahead an hour this weekend. Let's take a look at the radar and just clear skies. That high-pressure system is large and in charge and will be that way until tomorrow evening. What that means is light winds and plenty of sunshine. So current temperatures, we're staying chilly, folks, besides Walla Walla. So get ready for another chilly one. You might see a little bit of frost on your car, and that may come to an end late tomorrow night. So today's forecast, look at that, lower 60s. So for all of our cities, mid to upper 50s, lower 60s, plenty of sunshine. A spectacular Friday is on the way. Similar conditions as we head into Saturday and Sunday, but we do have a chance of seeing some shower activity, and we'll have a look at next week as we count down the days in winter as spring is on its way next weekend. All that, my full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Jason. New this morning, health officials say a COVID-19 variant identified in Brazil has now been detected in Washington state. Seattle and King County Public Health announced that a UW medicine lab detected the presence of the P1 variant in a COVID-19 King County test sample. All three COVID-19 variants, including those first identified in the UK and in South Africa, have now been detected in Washington state. Researchers believe those variants of COVID-19 may spread more easily, and officials are continuing to urge people to mask up and socially distance to avoid spreading the virus. This brings us to our poll question of the day. How concerned are you about seeing coronavirus variants in our state? Vote now at yaktrynews.com/vote and on our Cap KVU app, and we'll have those results at the end of the show. Continuing coverage this morning, Governor Inslee announced yesterday that everyone will go into phase 3 on March 22nd. That means more people allowed in businesses and sporting events can resume.
This applies to outdoor venues with permanent seating, and capacity will now be open up to 25%. High contact sports like basketball, wrestling, and cheerleading will be allowed to have competitions again. Obviously, masks will continue to be required. And our hope is having more sports available for students is going to keep them more engaged. We know how important this is.
Moved up the timeline for the next phase of vaccinations, including agriculture workers, expectant moms, grocery workers, bus drivers, firefighters, and jail employees will be able to start getting their shots next Wednesday, St. Patrick's Day.
Now, we could move back in the reopening process if cases start to get worse. Here's a look. The state is measuring two factors to determine if a county can stay open, how many people there are in the hospital with coronavirus, and how many people are testing positive. For our area, that's going to be fewer than 200 cases per 100,000 people. Now, teachers are already eligible for the vaccine in Washington and Oregon, but getting an appointment can still be a struggle. That's why this week the Suquamish tribe opened up its clinic to teachers in the nearest school district.
It's hard not to get emotional watching teachers come through this morning to get their vaccine. I've seen everything from shouts of joy to tears.
This was just like the weight got lifted off our shoulders as teachers and educators.
This is the best day I've had at work in over a year.
The tribe chairman says once elders and critical workers were protected, they decided to focus on educators. They're hoping it helps everyone get back to normal faster.
Us being able to create a healthy platform for us going forward. Ceremonies, public meetings, funerals, all those things are so important to our cultural and spiritual health. We really need to try to restore some of that.
They're expecting to vaccinate around 600 teachers and staff in the next 3 weeks, and the district is moving all students into hybrid learning less than 2 weeks from now. Lawmakers are on the verge of overhauling policing and police accountability in Washington state. It's in order to curb bad behavior by officers and follows last year's protests for racial injustice. The proposed measures include limiting the use of tactics like neck restraints and creating an independent office to investigate police use of deadly force. Plus, officers would be required to intervene if they see a fellow officer using excessive force. The bill still faces further consideration. And a bill that would expand a tax credit for the state's low-income workers and families passed the House earlier this week. The state tax exemption was created in 2008 but has never been funded. It's modeled after the federal earned income tax credit for low-income people and families and is meant to offset the state sales tax. The aim is to help residents who end up paying an excessive amount of their income in taxes. The bill now heads to the Senate for review.
At 5:06, let's take a quick break here on Good Morning Northwest. Before we do, Jason, how's it look outside?
Oh, we're slowly starting to wake up, but folks, get ready for more sunshine. I'll have your forecast coming up later in the show.
Plus, as Washington pushes closer to phase 3, we'll tell you when you can get out to some state parks that are reopening.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Washington state parks have announced that many group camps, day use rentals, and historic facilities will start reopening later this month. The Seattle Times reports with the state moving further towards reopening, nearly 55 group camps in 52 state parks will open March 22nd. The remaining group camps will open when they normally open for the season. Occupancy at group camps and day use shelters will be limited to 15 people total from 2 different households. The next big breakthrough in batteries could be discovered right here in Richland. That's what the Department of Energy thinks. Its Office of Electricity is building this at PNNL. The Grid Storage Launchpad is a $75 million lab to innovate clean energy power grid technologies. Teams will research and develop new ways to step away from carbon for power and find new means of storing and sending massive amounts of electricity. And design and construction is underway, and it should be up and running by 2025. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, President Biden addressing the nation, talking about pandemic recovery 1 year since shutdowns began.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. A year after the coronavirus pandemic brought life as we know it to a halt, and hours after the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill was signed into law, President Joe Biden delivered his first primetime address to the nation. The speech, the start of a campaign to promote the package and what it will do for the American people, including a new timeline for vaccines. Karen Kafu has the details.
Finding light in the darkness is a very American thing to do.
President Joe Biden marking a somber occasion 1 year since the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic.
A year filled with the loss of life and the loss of living for all of us.
In a nearly 25-minute speech, Biden reflected upon more than 500,000 U.S. lives lost, praised Americans' resilience, and prepared the nation for more challenges ahead.
The only way to get our lives back, to get our economy back on track, is to beat the virus.
And talked about how he believes the nearly $2 trillion COVID relief package he signed into law Thursday afternoon is going to help restore normalcy to American life.
All adult Americans will be eligible to get a vaccine no later than May 1. If we do our part, if we do this together, by July the 4th, there's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together.
The speech, the kickoff of a campaign by the White House to let American voters know what they're getting.
A new website that will help you first find the place to get vaccinated and the one nearest you. We can accelerate massive nationwide effort to reopen our schools safely.
The effort will see Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and cabinet members travel to multiple states to highlight federal aid programs funded by the bill and bat back against Republican criticism. Biden's first stop on the tour will be next Tuesday in Pennsylvania.
The White House says a longer ceremony celebrating the bill's passage will take place today. Democrats in Congress passed the coronavirus relief package without a single Republican vote. and now lawmakers are taking aim at gun restrictions. The House passed a bill yesterday requiring a background check anytime you buy or sell a gun, even if it's online or at a gun show. The House also passed a plan that would give 10 days for review when someone buys a gun. If those sound familiar, it's because the House passed similar proposals in 2019, but Republicans controlled the Senate at the time and the bills didn't go anywhere. Now Democrats hold a tiebreaker majority, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's determined to at least hold a vote on the gun control bills. Two House lawmakers say it's time for the National Guard to reduce its security presence at the U.S. Capitol. Some 2,300 troops are still guarding Congress after the insurrection on January 6th. But yesterday, the top Democrat and Republican on the House Armed Services Committee called for what they dubbed a measure drawdown. Democrat Adam Smith of Washington and Republican Mike Rogers of Alabama say some of the troops are still needed, just not all of them. The statement is the first bipartisan call for reducing the security posture at the Capitol. Earlier this week, the Pentagon extended the Guard's deployment by 2 more months.
Now, Cap KVU First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome to the weekend, and get ready for another nice day. Just like yesterday, maybe just a touch warmer. Starting to wake up throughout our cities, and well, we're going to be seeing sunshine coming up very quick. You could see a little bit of frost on your car yet again. Very chilly. Chillier in the Tri-Cities, 26. Warmer in Walla Walla this morning, 37. And again, all of our other cities are at or just below the freezing mark. So if you're heading out anytime soon, get that jacket on, but warmer temperatures are on the way. So winds, my goodness, look at this. Nominal winds throughout much of our areas. Just seeing a hint of wind in Pendleton and in Yakima. Light winds at least through Sunday, maybe around 10 miles per hour on Sunday, but still not too much wind is on the way. And the culprit, well, it's that high pressure system right now just parked over our areas, and it's going to be staying here, it looks like, till tomorrow evening. And we do have a low pressure system coming in Sunday, which could bring a little bit of shower activity. Well, let's take a look at our future cast. So high pressure system sticking with us until tomorrow afternoon, it looks like, and then this low pressure system coming in on Sunday. Could see a little bit of shower activity, especially along the blues, so we'll keep an eye on that. So daylight savings time, 2 days away, so just easy to remember. Sunday morning, just get all your clocks 1 hour ahead. That means 1 more hour of sunshine in the evening and, well, 1 hour less in the morning hours. Spring begins next Saturday. My goodness. So looking forward to that. And Easter, 23 days away. So today, our highs are going to be in the mid to upper 50s to lower 60s. Yakima 59, Toppenish just a touch warmer at 60. Looking at mostly 60s to upper 50s for the mid-Columbia. And as we move along the Blue Mountain region, mid to upper 50s as well. And again, ample sunshine throughout all of our areas. It is going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous start to your weekend. So as we head into our overnight period, yet again, we are very, very chilly. Only Walla Walla is above the freezing level, and just barely so. We should see things start to warm up a bit in our overnight period as we get to Saturday late night, and well, we'll be a little bit warmer for a bit. So spring forward. So for Yakima, 34 by Sunday, late night into Monday, and that's when we could see that shower activity. But again, more sunshine than clouds, and St. Patrick's Day is on its way on Wednesday. And again, spring starts next weekend. So a lot going on. We spring forward, St. Patrick's Day and spring. So lower 60s for the Tri-Cities today and Saturday. A little bit cooler on your Sunday with that chance of a little bit of wind kicking up. But again, all over the place in our next work week, mid 50s to mid 60s. So it's looking like a warm next weekend as well. So get ready for a beautiful start to your weekend today.
Thank you, Jason. At 5:20, we're going to take a quick break here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, some companies already seeing the benefits of the new stimulus package as more workers are coming back from previous furloughs. Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. American Airlines is canceling furloughs now that Congress gave them a financial boost. The Hill reports more than 13,000 employees were warned last month about furloughs. American Airlines CEO says those notices can be torn up since the House passed the American Rescue Plan on Wednesday. It includes $15 billion for airlines and extends the payroll support program through September. YouTube is trying to combat COVID vaccine misinformation. The Hill is reporting that YouTube has removed more than 30,000 videos since October that contained misinformation about the coronavirus vaccine. Since February 2020, more than 800,000 videos have been removed for general misinformation about the coronavirus. Grab some Thin Mints today to celebrate National Girl Scout Day. It commemorates the first official Girl Scout troop meeting on March 12, 1912 in Savannah, Georgia. 18 girls were present. Today, the organization has more than 3.7 million members. The Girl Scouts of America encourages girls to build confidence and character through service projects, outdoor activities, and adventures. To celebrate, support your local troops. One of the easiest and most tasty ways is to order some Girl Scout cookies. Jason,
yes.
I don't know about you, but it's in the hundreds of how many cookies from the Girl Scouts I've eaten in my life.
Well, I'm a little older. It's in the thousands. What's your favorite flavor? What's your favorite type?
I do like the Thin Mint, but it's got to be in the freezer.
I agree with that. But the Samoas, that's
very
where
good
it's
too.
at. Yes.
You can't really go wrong.
No, you can't.
No, you
and
can't.
You're helping out the Girl Scouts. So
you are. They're doing a fantastic job. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, a man was finally able to reunite with his family after almost 2 years in an ICE detention facility. We have that story next. Plus, with more and more people eligible for the vaccine, what happens if you miss your appointment? We'll show you how crews are working to make sure not a single dose goes to waste.
And folks, we're seeing a little bit of sunshine coming on up. It is going to be a beautiful Friday. Of all the details coming up.